Hi guys, it's Machaela and welcome back to my channel and welcome to a makeup inventory update. My last video was a makeup declutter. So what I'm kind of doing this year is as I declutter products, my video following that will be a makeup inventory update. This is just to kind of see what I'm bringing in versus what's going out of my collection. Mostly just for fun purposes, but I also like to see it. I'm not on any kind of no buy or low buy. I'm just wanting to just kind of look at where I'm at and hopefully that'll inspire me to do one way or another, or really just look at what I'm really bringing into my collection versus what I'm not using, so that way I can just make sure I'm using what I have before it goes bad and I'm not wasting money. Let's just go ahead and start with my moisturizers. I started off with 10 moisturizers and I used up one and I decluttered one, so now I'm down to 8. So I'm actually down from where I originally started. As far as under eye creams go, I used up 1, so now I'm down to 5. My brow products, I started off with 6 on the under eye creams. As far as brows go, I started off with 10. I added 1, so I'm up to 11, which, as I said in the last video, I wouldn't mind bringing in more brow products as I don't have as many as I like, and I count all kinds of brow products, whether it's pencil or pomade or brow setter, so that's kind of encompassing everything. Lip oils, I started with 4, I still have 4. Eye primers, I started with 5, I still have 5. Face primers, I started off with 14. I used up 2 and then I added in 1, so now I have 13 primers, so I did take in less primers than I got rid of in my collection, which is a good thing. As far as sprays go, this is another category that I said in my last video that I do not mind adding 2 because I do go through sprays quickly. So I started off with 12, I added 2, and now I'm at 14, which again is not something I'm mad at. As far as setting powders go, I have been into powders more this year than I have been in the past. So I started off with 6, I went up to 1, and now I have 7, which is not bad. And I think the only powder that I brought in was the birthday gift I got back in January. As far as like face serums go, I started off with 5, I decluttered 1, and now I'm down to 4, which is a good number for me. Glowy bases, as far as like foundation mix-ins, things like that, I have 4, I started off there, I'm still there. Foundations, I started off with 30, I added 2, and I decluttered 1, so I'm only up by 1. I'm at 31 foundations now, which I'm actually surprised about. Normally at this point I would have gone up a lot more. I also have one that I'm just about finished using that is in my project pan, so stay tuned for that update. Concealers, I started off the year with 14 and that's where I'm still at. As far as foundation mix-ins, color correctors, and glitter primers, I only have 1 of each. I started there, I haven't added 2 or taken away from. Mascaras, I had started off the year with 14. I added a total of 3 mascaras and I decluttered 1, so now I'm at 16, which is good and bad. Mascaras go bad quicker, so I'm not overly worried about having too much more in my collection. So I wouldn't mind staying about this number. As far as primers go, I have 1. For bronzers, I have 11. Both those items have not moved since the beginning of the year. Blushes, I start off the year with 25. I added 2 and I decluttered 1, so now I am at 26 blushes, which really is not that bad. Though it's excessive, it's not as bad as I think it could be. Highlighters, I start off the year with 14. I added in 1 and I got rid of 1, which puts me back at right where I started at 14, which again is pretty good. Face palettes, I started off the year with 6, I added 2. Both of those I believe were BoxyCharm add-ins. One was a blush palette and then I don't remember, I just know that both those came from BoxyCharm. I want to say it was and the other one was a highlight palette, so I'm not mad. It is BoxyCharm, so I didn't go out, other than like the $30 a month I spend on BoxyCharm, I didn't go out of my way to buy them, so that's fine with me. But that leaves me with a total of 8 face palettes. Lip liners, I started off the year with 13. I got 1 in my BoxyCharm and now I'm up to 14. Bullet lipsticks, I started off the year with 24. I added 2 and now I'm at 26. I'm not mad at it. It adds variety to my collection. I probably want to switch up the variety more because I do have quite a few reds and quite a few nudes already, and those are the ones that got added into my collection. As far as lip crayons, started off the year with 6. I'm still at 6. Liquid lipsticks, I start off the year with 6. I added 1 and now I'm at 7. I'm not mad at it. I don't mind some variety, so I don't mind if those numbers go up a little bit. Lip glosses, I start off the year with 5. I decluttered 1 and now I'm down to 4, which I'm very picky with lip glosses anyway, so I'm okay just letting that number go down. As far as pencil eyeliners go, I started off the year with 18. I decluttered 1 and now I'm down to 17. So that's fine. That was definitely a category that I don't mind going up in, but I'm not going to keep something for the sake of having it. I'm going to keep it because I like it, and the one I decluttered I absolutely hated. Liquid eyeliners, I started off the year with 7 and I'm still at 7. Single eyeshadows, I started off the year with 7 and I'm still at 7. As far as eyeshadow sticks, I started off the year with 7. I believe I got one in my box charm and now I'm still at 7. As far as liquid eyeshadows go, I started off the year with 7 and I'm still there. And eyeshadow palettes, I'm actually surprised at this one. I started off the year with 83, a ridiculous number, I know. I added 3 so far to my collection. Or no, I added 4 in my collection and I decluttered 4, so I'm still at 83. I am impressed with that. I am ecstatic about that because I thought this would go up at least by 10. Yes, I count minis and full-size palettes all in one. Everything else is a single eyeshadow. And that is everything I have. If I could stay on this track right here, I'll be okay. This is a good place for my collection to be at. Of course, knowing me, I will add in more than I get rid of, especially when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. I think a lot of that, and I think I've just kind of accepted that I'm a collector and a lover of eyeshadow palettes, so that for me is just kind of like, I'm doing it for the collector's sake, and I do it because I love eyeshadow palettes. Of course, I'm not going to keep something that I don't like, but I'm also not gonna deny myself the collector in me, so long as my budget affords it. If my budget doesn't, then I'm not gonna do it. But for me, like, that's just my recreation money, my fun money. When I'm just doing stuff for me, makeup's just my go-to, makeup and clothing and fashion, so which is why you get a little bit of all of that on my channel, because I am a beauty and a fashion lover, as well as a Christian wife and a mother, and that's just what encompasses my channel. It's just the things that encompass me, and that's what I want my channel to be about. So my money, my recreation money, goes towards these things because they're what makes me happy as an individual, and this is the space that I get to share all of that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, thank you for tuning in, and we'd love to have you around if beauty lifestyle is what you're into, and if not, I'm no worries. You do your thing, and I'm here if you need me. So I will see you in the next one. God bless, and bye, guys.